Perfect fuel for rowers and elite athletes. If you haven't had your teddies today, there's actually a tent up just past the finish line, a small Teddy's tent where you can go get a scoop, maybe pick up a jar for the ride home, all the protein you need.
It does make a great post-workout snack.
Absolutely.
A little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of fat. It's great.
And with that, we're excited to see our first boats coming around the corner for event number 32, Women's Club Fours. Again, like the men's event, this will be a mix of women's collegiate programs as well as post-collegiate athletes rowing for clubs around the country, and we actually have several international crews here as well.
Yes, a couple from the Netherlands and a couple from Great Britain.
Coming around the turn first, we have Columbia University, bow number 2. They've overtaken University of Pennsylvania. Penn is right behind them, maybe 2 lengths of open water behind Columbia, as they finish the turn and line themselves up on Elliott Bridge. Let's hear it for these collegiate athletes as they approach Elliott Bridge.
Let's make some noise on the bridge, on the shores. Let's hear it.
Elliott Bridge. Let's hear it.
There we go. Let's see. At Columbia crews, looking very smooth coming around the corner. And those two crews have put a big gap on, looks like Dartmouth coming around now. Would be bow number 3, green unis, green and white blades. And they are trying to hold off the BU women. Can hear some Dartmouth fans down on the shore here on the Cambridge side. There we go. Got some life in the crowd. Let's hear some noise.
Bow number 6 coming around the corner is our own local Boston College crew. Go Eagles.
Yes, Boston College rows just upstream from us.
Followed by bow number 4 from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, another local crew here on the Charles.
Yes, and MIT hosts many of our visiting crews as well this weekend. So these two crews, they will see each other often when training for the head of the Charles, since they are essentially at the start and the finish of the course.
Bow number 8 is San Diego. And then we've got Georgetown University, another one of our college crews. I want to give a quick shout out to one of our Cambridge Boat Club junior alumni, Sophia Grossman, who's rowing in that Georgetown University boat. Let's hear it for Cambridge Boat Club alumni.
Yeah, let's make some noise on the bridge.
Bow number 9 coming around the corner is Fairfield. Fairfield had their highest ever place in this event last year, and they're wondering if they can keep climbing the ladder. Let's hear it for Fairfield.
And following them, coming around the corner with a good line, pretty much down the middle of the race course, is Northeastern University. This is their 10th. This year they won their 10th consecutive CCA championship and rowed in their 10th consecutive NCAA championship. And we have a pack of, it appears to be 3 boats across, trying to jockey for position around the corner. They should have a pretty defined order by the time they reach CBC, and we will announce them in order as they approach the bridge.
In the light blue, hugging the buoys, coming around the corner, that's a Bear Island Aquatic Center crew.
Yes, Bear Island, Bayak.
Excellent line.
And right behind them in the maroon burgundy unis.
That's a club crew out of Vesper in Philadelphia on Boathouse Row.
And taking the wider angle in the high-vis pink, that is bow number 11. That is UConn, University of Connecticut. So judging just by the racing lines there, UConn likely had to yield to Bayak and Vesper. As we were discussing some of the basics of the rules of yielding earlier, faster crews get priority.
And that's actually a hard thing for a bow-loaded coxswain to actually be able to see. He or she relies on their instinct, maybe a mirror, maybe their bow seat, turning over their shoulder to tell them whether there's a crew approaching and which side they're on, how many feet of distance there might be between them. Because if the crew doesn't yield to the approaching crew, they actually can be assessed a penalty,
Yes.
which would be, a significant detriment to placement.
16.
Yeah.
In front of us right now, entering the bridge, Sacred Heart in the red and gray. And we have another clump of crews. It appears to be 4 or 5 crews coming around the corner now.
Lincoln Park Boat Club leading the charge in this pack here. We've seen a lot of fast Lincoln Park Boat Club boats today from Chicago. And next to them on the outside of the turn, the light blue, we have bow number 15 from Austin, Texas. Austin Rowing Club Masters Racing.
Yes, they row on Lady Bird Lake right in the center of Austin. And they have a fantastic dedicated 6-lane race course on the lake. It's a phenomenal place to train.
We've got 3 crews almost bow astern to each other here.
On
First,
the
we've
Boston
got
side in front, that's Holy Cross.
followed by Stetson out of DeLand, Florida. And then behind them, bow number 14, Pocock Rowing Club from Seattle, Washington.
I'll say some unofficial results coming out. The first 2 crews are separate by 0.4 of a second. So it seems like today we don't have a lot of records being shattered, but we do have a lot of finishes within a fraction of a second of each other. In front of us right now is bow number 21. That is Purdue. That's college club athletes. They finished 24th last year. And that was their first time they had entered this event. So I'm sure they're looking to try to improve upon that 24th place finish.
We're now seeing Lake Merritt Rowing Club. This is Lake Merritt's 3rd time participating in this event. They practice on one of the smaller bodies of water in the United States for rowers. They have about a 3,000-meter loop around their lake in the heart of Oakland, California.
And red blade, red unis with waves on it, red blades with waves on it, red unis with waves on it, red hats with the waves on it. You know that's CRI constantly present here on the river. And we have another grouping. It appears to be 2 across, maybe 3 across, out in front in the red hull with the black blades.
We've got Marist College overtaking Flower City, 2 New York State crews. Marist on the inside and bow number 24. But Flower City doing a great job trying to hold off that oncoming crew.
Yes. Flower City is actually doing a great job stopping that advance. They're keeping a very competitive pace.
Maybe they'll be able to hold on to the inside of the turn if they do
so.
a little bit of a move here.
This is essentially the line they're on now. They'll want to make a hard pivot towards starboard in probably about 200 meters.
That's going to leave that Marist crew, and unfortunately, on the outside of that longer turn as they approach the finish line.
Yes, which that longer turn could easily add an extra 100, 150 meters to your race.
Bow number 26 here, Monmouth University, in their 3rd year as a program. We're seeing lots of new programs popping up around the country. Rowing News highlighted in its current issue, High Point, a new Division I program in North Carolina. It's great to see the strength of women's rowing as new programs are starting up. Monmouth.
And approaching the Cambridge Boathouse now with the green blades is bow number 28, Loyola, that is out of Baltimore.
Bow number 30 here is Vesta Boat Club out of London. Vesta rows on the Tideway in Putney. Their regular presence at the head of the Charles. 4 out of the 5 crews in this boat members of the crew have been here multiple times before, with one of them who learned to row at CRI.
And we have Willem III from the Netherlands overtaking Potomac Boat Club on the Boston side of the river. Although Potomac appears to be trying to hold pace.
Very competitive crew here from Willem III.
Let's make some noise for our visitors from the Netherlands.
And they're followed under Elliott Bridge by Carolina Masters Rowing. We've seen just over half of the crews in this Women's Club Fours event. We have 50 entries, one of the larger events you'll see today. And we've got about 20 boats that are still expected to come by us here at Cambridge Boat Club and Elliott Bridge.
And here's another crew from New York Athletic Club, New York AC or NYAC, although I've heard some people of New York AC don't like it being called NYAC. I've heard that's person to person. So we have New York AC crew here, bow number 32, and they've put a sizable gap between them and the next group of crews. So as I was saying before, the placement between first and second in this event is 0.4 of a second. The placement between third and fourth in this event is 0.7 of a second. Wow. We have a lot of very, very competitive racing today.
That's incredibly close. And we've got a crew here from the United States Military Academy in West Point. Let's hear it for our West Point athletes approaching Elliott Bridge.
That's black blades with gold and silver chevrons. Let's make some noise on the bridge for these girls.
Young women.
And women.
Bow number 38 here. We've got another British crew from Mortlake. This crew is reuniting off of a very successful summer racing at the Henley Women's Regatta and the Henley Royal campaign last year. Let's hear it for Mortlake as they head into the bridge. Make some noise for our
visitors.
Bit of a gap here, and then we'll see bow number 35 from Riverside Boat Club.
As much like CRI, those Riverside boats are always very identifiable. It's the tight navy and white horizontal stripes, both on the blades and the unis.
Riverside has succeeded in passing Harlem River Community Rowing, the only masters rowing organization in New York City.
Yes, their blades and unis are actually the New York skyline. It's a very, very interesting design. They are.
And then bow number 33 here, Rowing in Color. Their motto is strong, fast, and native. Let's hear it for Rowing in Color as they enter the Elliott Bridge Arch.
And they are holding off. And bow number 39, Iona University, is now entering Elliott Bridge as well with the yellow blades. Rebuilding the team, former lightweight sculling varsity program. This is their second year with a new coach.
Coming along next, we've got Creighton University women out of Omaha, Nebraska, in the blue boat with the blue unis.
And coming around the corner, approaching the Cambridge Boat Club Boathouse, is bow number 37, Gentle Giant Rowing Club. Again, affiliated with our one of our longtime sponsors and vital partners, Gentle Giant Moving Company. We have a large group of crews coming around the course now.
Behind Gentle Giant, we have Colgate College out of Hamilton, New York. And behind them, we have bow number 41, Rowing Club at North Carolina State University.
There we go. We're hearing some noise from the bridge. I love the energy.
And then we've got the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yes, they're trying to hold them off.
48. Kansas charging around the inside of that Elliott turn as they approach the bridge, trying to work their way through
as it
North
appears
Carolina
to be
State.
Bow ball on two-seat when you have the Jayhawks and NC State there.
We've also got Narragansett Rowing Club on the outside of the turn here. And just behind them is Riverfront Recapture from Hartford, Connecticut.
It's a great community program down in Hartford. It looks like the Jayhawks have succeeded in their overtake on the other side of Elliott. And now they have to negotiate for space around the Belmont Hill dock. Those of you spectating on the bridge on this side cannot see the Belmont Hill dock, but the course bends hard towards the Cambridge side. And the ideal line actually will put the starboard oars about,
a foot?
Yeah, I was going to say about 3 feet from the corner of the Belmont Hill dock a foot if you're feeling particularly competitive.
It's actually one of the most fun places on the race course for competitors because Belmont Hill is generous in allowing many screaming fans to stand on their dock, and you literally, as a competitor, look to your starboard side, and you've got dozens or maybe even hundreds of screaming fans yelling at you as you go by.
It's fantastic. It makes so much noise, and it makes that last stretch to the finish line just a little bit easier.
We've got bow number 50 here.
Yes, 50. That's a jump up.
Which is Saratoga Rowing Club. This is a combination of Arian Elite Team and Saratoga High School alums.
That's Orion.
Orion, out of Saratoga Springs, New York.
And they are being followed by bow number 44. That's Connecticut College Rowing Club out of New London, Connecticut. So again, like we were saying, this is a combination of clubs and colleges. And approaching us now in the bright yellow hull and white unis is Merrimack College out of North Andover, Massachusetts. And we have hit most of the competitors in this event. We have a few more.
Looks like we've got Great Bay Rowing Club out of Dover, New Hampshire, coming by here in bow number 47 in the red, white, and black.
Yeah, that's 45. I marked them off accidentally earlier. That should be the last one. Yeah, I can.
Just these guys, and that's it. Yeah.
So the board is different. There's no switching mics. So if you want to talk offline, there's a mute button. So whoever's over here, you gotta be careful with the mute buttons.
Show that to me. Yeah, where are those?
So mic 1, mute.
Mute?
Yep, and it says mute right below.
So the mic is always on unless it's muted.
And these are sensitive, like
We've got
opening my iPad.
the last crew of our Women's Club 4 coming down the course. These are the women from RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute.
I'll get my stuff out of the way for you here.
And now that we're wrapping up event 32, we get to sign off. I'm Xander Packard, and this is Jonathan Costello, and we get to hand it over to the famous pair of Ellen Minsner and Greg Stone for the rest of the afternoon.
Yes, thank you one and all. It's been a pleasure announcing and entertaining you today, and I look forward to next year's regatta. If you have any questions, feel free to come up and ask them, and we will see you next year. So this is Jonathan Costello signing off and handing over to Ellen and Greg.